Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. We're going to take a quick look at CRO, and I do also hope you're having an amazing day. Now, first thing first, we look at Bitcoin, get a quick understand of the market, and then we'll jump right back into the charts here. But generally speaking, Bitcoin's kind of trending closer to 65,000 at this point. It is basically hanging out between 63 and 65, with 63,000 being kind of the newer established support level. Good news is too here, I believe. We are up above currently. Again, this candlestick has not closed yet, but we are currently above this line here. In other words, a 50-day simple moving average is now below the price action. So if this 4-hour candlestick can close above that, we'll be in really good shape to see some bullish momentum to push to the upside to break 65,000. There's a good chance of that. So awesome stuff for Bitcoin. And just before we look at CRO here, let's go ahead and get this pulled up. Just want to let you know I'm not a financial advisor by any stretch of the imagination, but if you are new to the channel, just note that I love teaching and I love helping people become better traders. I've been trading for over 15 years myself, and I have a trading community designed with that specific purpose in place. I also share every single trade that I take with my members by sending out signals through Cornix trading bot. It's a very, very cool experience. So check that out in your own time. Of course, I got a scripted video hanging around somewhere. I'm sure you've seen it by now. All right, so taking a look here at CRO. One-day chart pretty much tells us that we've had a pretty amazing day, right? So the last 24 hours, we're up about 22%, which is fantastic. We're well above both moving averages here, and obviously we're just trying to peak back up above 70 on the RSI. So these are all good things. These are very good bullish, momentous indicators, and all in all, KuCoin is breaching. It's trying to breach, essentially. It's basically just got tested and rejected the all-time high of about 41.3 cents. So this is a really good sign, and we all know what happens when the all-time highs are broken. Good things can happen. Let's see. So 4-hour chart. All right, taking a look. Both moving averages are working very effectively. 200 kind of lagging behind, of course. It saved us back here, kind of pushed the price up rather. But for the most part, the important thing to know is on the 4-hour chart, which is probably the most valid moving average, right, is the 50-day sub-moving average on the 4-hour chart. That is effectively working as a support level. So as you can see, it kept the price action up. So did the support here at about 32 cents. So hopefully you're able to buy in the dip of that support level when I made this video last, and you'd be doing pretty well right now. You'd be up about 20%. So all good things here for KuCoin. What we want to do is look at the 1-hour chart next and kind of see what's going on. So let's take a look here at the Ichimoku cloud. Obviously well above the cloud. That makes sense. We do have a potential support level right around 38.5 cents if the price were to retrace and come back down. I don't think it's likely the price will retrace and come down significantly. What could and should happen, this happens quite a lot with all-time highs. Solana did it recently, where when you break the all-time high, the price comes down, consolidates for a moment, and then takes right back off. So if the price were to come back down closer to about 39 cents, that might be a good consideration to take entry based on that sentiment alone, in the sense that most all-time highs are tested just one last time, and then that previous all-time high becomes a support. Once that support holds, then you're good to go to the upside. Okay. That's kind of what we're looking at here for CRO. Let's see here. Something to really understand here, though, too. This is another reason why the price will likely come back down and hopefully rest at support right around 40 cents, 39.5. The fact of the matter is here, we're at overextended. So if you see this, you see the push priced up to, or the price pushed up to a 9, and you can see it kind of consolidated for about 2 or 3 hours afterwards, gave it that nice consolidation period, and then it was able to reset. So TD sequential basically counts from a 1 to a 9 and basically tells us that once you're at a 9, you reach somewhat of a state of exhaustion. The bears are going to want to have to come in and take their profits, and the price is potentially going to retrace or consolidate. That being said, the price came up to a 9 here, right? Again, and now we are in overtime. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now starting the 8th candlestick, past that point. So unless we can get just a little bit more sideways action, we can get this second or third candle to kind of come lower. It's going to just keep counting up, and that basically just means that we should experience the price coming down a lot harder. Okay, so we want this to consolidate and chill out and relax for a little bit here. It would actually be very helpful if it did, because it's extremely overextended right now, right? Now that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to just stop going up. There are cases in point where it just keeps going, and that's just the way that it works sometimes. But for the most part, when you see a 9 on TD sequential, especially on the 1-hour chart, you can expect within about 4 candlesticks the price to start leveling out. And right here we're at a 6 on the 4-hour chart too, so that's good as well. That implies we have what, maybe 12 hours of bullish momentum left. So there's a good chance we could see the price continue upwards, right? So, once we break that all-time high, it could just be, could take right off. But my speculation is the price will consolidate closer to support here first before it does. But if you look in the history here of CRO and how it works, it's hit a 9 before on TD sequential in the 4-hour chart, and then it took 2, 3, almost 4 candlesticks longer, and then it eventually retraced. So I mean, that same sentiment alone, we could very well see another 4 to 8 candlesticks. That'd be a pretty decent amount of movement, right? So again, there's no guarantees the price will come down and retrace to support level around 41 cents, or sorry, at 40 cents. But bear in mind, the price is at 41 already. That's not like a big difference. Only 1 cent. That's maybe 2% tops. So ultimately, it wouldn't be a bad consideration to consider adding to your position, considering the fact that we are testing the all-time high again. And once it breaks, you've seen what happens when the all-time high breaks. This is the all-time high zone right here. This was the all-time high and the previous all-time high one-day close. So as soon as it broke that plane, it just took right off. Okay. So all in all, I think we're in good shape here for CRO to start taking off again. I think it'll definitely do some good things. And speaking of potential, what that would look like, better case scenario here, and I would say that would be roughly about, I'd say within the next week or two, because it took 2 weeks for CRO to reach its all-time high, retrace, consolidate, and try to break it again, right? So it took about 2 weeks for that. So hypothetically, 2 more weeks from today, we could see somewhere in the range of about 64.5 cents. That's a very strong likelihood. So just bear in mind, CRO is not out of the game yet. In fact, I think they're pushing really hard to get some cool things going. They got a lot of cool commercials. I mean, I know they've always kind of had that, but they've got some money and they're putting it on. And I mean, half the advertisements you see on these YouTube videos are KuCoin anyways, right? With their metal card, right? I even have one and don't even use it, but whatever. Regardless of that fact, CRO's going to do some good stuff here. So whether or not you have your position now or soon when the price retraces back down, either way would be just fine, honestly. But just note that there's potential for the price to retrace, but if it were to come down, just say to break this high here, this recent high, at least the one-day candlestick close high, we're looking at about 35.5 cents as the secondary support level to that. Okay. One last thing, when you set your targets, obviously you're going to set multiple profit targets, right? Because a good trader will do that. When you do, make sure you set them just below the major Fibonacci retracement lines. So the Fibonacci retracement shows 45 cents as the next highest. Perhaps a good take profit target would be 44 cents, right? Furthermore, too, instead of shooting all the way to 64.5 cents, make it just an even 64 or 63, so you get filled with the price where to kind of get a large candlestick up there and retrace back down. That's usually how I like to do it, and it works very well all in all. And obviously, make sure you have a trailing stop loss that adjusts with your target as you hit them. Okay. Now, those are all things that are built into my trades that I send to my members, of course. So just note that it's all kind of automatic. So you just one-click follow if you'd like, and it's all good. But if you don't have that option, you want to manually set your trades, highly recommend trading bots. 3 Cornix, sorry, 3 commas is good, and Cornix is what we use, which is also good. But 3 commas is nice. It has kind of some simple features, and I think it might be a little bit more user-friendly if you're kind of a PC user. But if you're mobile and you like Telegram, then Cornix all the way. It's fully automated right through the app. Anyways, I hope you all have a great rest of your day. We'll look forward to seeing the next video. I'll cover this again here soon. I'm sure it'll be making some waves soon. Thanks again for your time. Take care.